Welcome back to League Life. It's been a rapid rise for young Broncos enforcer Joe Ofahengaue, who's at the forefront of this new era at Brisbane. Behind his sharpened focus, his high school sweetheart Sophie, who through her own battle with breast cancer deeply inspires him to make the most of every single moment.
So in 8 years, you guys have been through thick and thin. You've been really challenged. You've had lots of things to celebrate, but there's been some really hard times. Can you take me back to that day last year when you were told that you had breast cancer?
Yeah, it has been a crazy crazy 8 years, and as you said, highs and lows and lots of things to celebrate. But yeah, the last year and a half really did test us and tested us as a couple. Man, it feels like it's been a while since I've actually even thought about that day. It feels like forever ago, but yeah, so I'd initially found a lump, gone through a whole series of testing, and I'd gone to this hospital appointment with Joe and my parents, and not really knowing what to expect. The week before, I'd already heard a list of the worst case scenarios and the best case, and I don't know, that morning I think I would have been really quiet and just, as I said, not knowing what to expect. And yeah, my then new doctor delivered the news that I had grade 3 breast cancer. So I'd found out on the Tuesday, and then the following Monday I'd gone into surgery for a mastectomy on my right breast.
For you, Joe, to have to watch someone that you love so much, not just contemplate all of those things, but actually physically go through it. What was it like to have to watch that?
It was tough, you know, and it's always going to be tough. Like, well, Sophie's obviously not the only one that's gone through it, but I think the best thing I tell everyone whenever I get asked this question, I think the best thing that we had, and I think the best thing to have, is support, and just what kind of support system you have around you. And we're lucky to have 2 blessed and loving families, families that love us so much that would drop anything to do for us, and that's what they pretty much did. And
there was a really beautiful moment. I think it was round 9 last year. You scored the match-winning try against the Bulldogs, and you dedicated it to Sophie. And
that was surgery week, that's why. And I wasn't at training all week.
I'd gone into surgery on the Monday, and I'd just gotten out of the hospital that day on the Thursday. And I was at home with all our friends and family, and he'd left for the game, and yeah, that was really cool.
The coach was asking me, telling me I could have the week off, and I was like, nah, I want to come play.
That's a try. Great try off Ofahengaue.
It was such a big week, and I
kind of let out a bit of stress and a bit of...
it was kind of something like that, eh? And when I scored that try, I was looking for the camera, because I don't really score tries.
It doesn't happen very often.
When it happened, I started looking for the camera, and she knew I was pointing at her, but it was awesome.
what would you say was the most confronting part of what you've just been through?
I think I've spoken... Oh, God. I think I've spoken about... Oh.
No.
There was a lot of it, but I think such a, not superficial, but lesson, but just being stripped of everything that made me feel really beautiful as a woman. That was really confronting. You know, losing my hair and losing a right boob and just, you know, the weight gain, just everything, I just not being able to feel beautiful, like, on the outside. And I mean, as horrible as that was and as confronting as that was probably one of my biggest lessons as well. You know, one of the biggest blessings in the, you know, that I took out of the whole thing, just realising how amazing I was on the inside and, you know, being able to shine out through that.
Yeah, I shaved it. Yeah, just me and her mum in the bathroom. Recorded it and kind of just shaved it all off, and then she went for a shower one day and started scratching the rest of it out, so I think that felt good, didn't it?
Oh, yeah, it did, yeah. It was a huge relief to do it, and it was also kind of empowering to just, you know, take back the power and just get rid of it.
So how did you lift up Sophie, you know, emotionally and mentally when she felt the way she did about her hair and about her physical appearance?
Just always commenting on her, encouraging her not wear a wig around and just rock it, like, because not that it wasn't going to change anything, but like just They just make you feel like you're you still. And I remember this one time when she freaked out. She forgot I dropped her off to the shops, and she forgot the wig in the car. She was telling me to come back, and I said, nah, you go into that shop and you wear, you just be natural, and she did. And so I think those little things really helped.
Yeah.
You guys have had to have a lot of very frank and confronting conversations, no doubt, about the future, about family, about having children.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, those daunting combos haven't been so daunting because we just get each other and things are just so natural and easy.
I love that.
I think the only uncomfortable thing about having IVF was walking back with that jar in my hand. I forgot the bag in the... that was the only uncomfortable thing.
Because everyone knows exactly what you're going to go and do, right?
Oh, no.
You found out earlier, at the beginning of the year, that you were in remission. What was that news like for you, Joe?
It was just a huge relief, and it was just like, all right, like, that's done. On to the next.
Your last radiation treatment was, I think. Yeah, she sent me a text, and there was a photo of her, I think, stamping
ringing the bell
and stamping her thumb on this painting of this tree with all these recent people that were in remission as well, and they all had their little stamps on the tree, and that was a good feeling to have.
Off the back of that great news, you then make your State of Origin debut this year, and I know that you are a die-hard Maroons fan, so what was that moment like for you when you found out that Joe would be making his debut?
So I don't know if you know, but I'd actually found out through Corey Oates' wife. So Joe was over in New Zealand at the time, and I was constantly kind of messaging him, like, have you found out yet? Like, I know you guys find out the night before, like... He's like, no, still nothing. And meanwhile, he'd actually already found out. And he planned on telling me the next morning when I picked him up from the airport. And yeah, Corey Oates' wife had sent me a message, and I was like, no. And I immediately started crying, and I was a mess, and I was at work at the time. And I'd FaceTimed and was like, hello, is there something you need to tell me? And he's like, no, why? And I was like, I know. And I just bawled my eyes out. I was so excited.
I mean, how important was Soph in making sure that you were going to be good to go?
She's really important. Like, she's important all the time to me, but like all the little pep talks she has of me, and she writes little notes around the house whenever I'm feeling down and stuff like that. And I think it is really important, and I think a lot of men these days try to do stuff on their own, and that I don't realise how important it is to have someone like someone like Sophie, or someone important close to you, always be like by your side and support you. So yeah,
something we won't take for granted ever.
No.